Okay, so just I recap what I discussed in the previous class. Okay, previous class we discussed about the product life cycle. Okay, the product life cycle, it consists of four phases. One is introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. And these four phases are drawn with respect to the demand or with respect to the sales and time. Okay, so the graph is drawn. So that graph will depicts, okay, during each stage of the product life, okay, the how the demand varies. So based on the demand variation, the sales manager or the sales head, okay, he need to use different types of or kinds of strategies, different types of strategies. Based on the strategy, the demand in the market keeps on going up. Okay, what strategies have to be played in the introduction, what strategies in the growth stage have to be played, and what strategies have to be played in the maturity stage, and what market strategies have to be played in the decline stage of the product life cycle. Okay, this is most important with respect to the product life cycle in project management. Then project life cycle, second thing is the project life cycle. The project life cycle consists of, I already discussed, four phases. One is starting of the project. Second one is organizing and preparing, is the second phase of the project life cycle. Third phase of the project life cycle is carrying out the work. Carrying out the work, implementation of the work is the third phase. And fourth phase is ending the project, that is project completion stage. So these are the four phases of the project life cycle, which involves 5 process groups. We already discussed what are those 5 process groups. And each process groups use 10 knowledge areas of the project management. 10 knowledge areas of the project management. That also have been discussed in the previous class. Okay. Then we discussed about different types of project life cycles. What I discussed now, it is a product life cycle and project life cycle. Then what are the various types of project life cycle? The first one is predictive life cycle. Okay, based on before we actually go into the project, we can predict the various phases of the project life cycle and we can plan. That is called as the predictive life cycle of the project before we start. Then second one is iterative life cycle. So the iterative is nothing but we decide the phases of the project life cycle, and as the time lapses, we need to have certain modification, certain changes in the project life cycle. Might be with respect to the cost, might be with respect to the resources, might be with respect to the time. Okay, anything which may need changes. Okay, as the time lapses during the project life cycle. That is called as iterative life cycle. Then incremental life cycle. Incremental life cycle. It is same as the iterative life cycle. Okay, so the incremental go on adding something to the existing project phase. It is called as incremental life cycle. It also happens as the project is implemented. Then fourth one is adaptive life cycle. Adaptive is nothing but agile. It keeps on adapting to the environment, adapting to the changes of the government requirement, adapting to the changes of the nature, adapting to the nature of the people, adapting to the nature of the stakeholders. That is called as the adaptive life cycle. Then the last one is hybrid life cycle, hybrid project life cycle. It is a combination of any above, any two, any three. Okay, that is known as the hybrid life cycle. Okay, so these are all the things we discussed in the previous class. And we also discussed the project management processes. As I told you that operation, is a bit of the activity. Number of operations makes an activity. Number of activities makes an process. See the relationship between operations, activities, and process. Manufacturing process. Do you think that only one thing is there? No. Thousands of activities are there. Thousands of activities are there. Lakhs together of operations are there. Lakhs together operations made thousands of operations. Thousands of operations, lakhs of operations makes thousands of activities. Thousands of activities makes one process. That is manufacturing process. Like that. Okay, the project management is a process. Okay, so it decides all the activities, all the operations which have to be carried out in the project management. Okay, that is known as the project management processes. Okay, the project management process, it involves inputs, tools and techniques, and outputs. Okay, then this project management process involves, we told that 5 groups. One is initiation process group, second one is planning process group, third one is execution process group, fourth one is monitoring and controlling process group, and closing process group. Closing process group. So these are all the things we discussed in the previous class. 5 process groups in the project management. Okay. Then after that we discuss the project management knowledge areas. Okay, these are all the very important knowledge areas every project manager has to process during the project management process. Okay, so what is the first one? Knowledge area, project integration management. Second one is project scope management. Third one is project schedule management. Fourth one is project cost management. Project cost management. Then fifth one is project quality management. Sixth one is project resource management. Then seventh one, project communication management. Eighth one, project risk management. Ninth one is project procurement management. Then 10th one is the project stakeholder management. All these 10 knowledge areas we discussed clearly in the previous class. Am I right? Now we move on to the next concepts of the project management. Okay, what I did so far, 10 minutes, it is a recap of the previous classes, 1 or 2 classes, what I did in the project management, so that those who have missed the classes, they can get in touch with my flow of presentation. Now, take down the role of the project manager. Harshit? Harshit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay. Note down. Okay, role of project manager. Okay, earlier I had shown a sketch. Okay, the project, the first one is project portfolio. Next comes to the program. Next comes to the projects. Okay, see, the number of projects are being assigned to various programs. Various programs are grouped into portfolio. That sketch in the beginning, after 2 classes I shown that sketch, no relationship between the project portfolio, program and projects. Okay, so usually first I will tell what is the role of the project manager. Okay, the project manager is a person, okay, an experienced person, and he is being assigned by the organization to lead the team, okay, that is responsible for meeting the project objectives. Responsible for meeting the project objectives. That is nothing but the organization has certain project objectives, strategic project objectives. So these project is being assigned to some experienced project manager to look after all the operations and performance of the project. Okay, this is one of the most important role of the project manager to meet the organizational objectives. To meet the organizational objectives. And in some of the organization, the project manager has supposed to report to the functional manager. When there are more number of projects, for each project, one responsible project manager is made. All those project managers will respond to the, or they will be passing the information to the functional manager. Functional manager is the one-man show. Okay, whereas project managers are many. So all these project manager has to report to the functional manager. Okay, or he may be also called as operations manager. Operations manager. Okay, so that depends upon the type of the organizations. Okay, usually the hierarchy tells that there is a portfolio manager, there is a program manager, then comes to the project managers. Project managers. And these all project managers are responsible for meeting the project objectives set by the organization. That is the role of the project manager. Is it clear? Okay, then the next headline you take down, responsibilities and competencies of the project manager. Responsibilities and competencies of the project manager. One of the greatest responsibility of the project manager is see that all the project objectives have to be met. All the project objectives have to be met. The second is they need to satisfy the needs of the team, needs of the task, needs of the individuals, needs of the stakeholders, needs of the organization, needs of the society, all together. Okay, these are all the responsibilities of the project manager, responsibility of the project manager. And along with these responsibilities of meeting the needs of everybody or every stakeholders in the organization, so they need to possess certain competencies, certain skills, certain competencies and skills. So there are 4 competencies. One is known as skills. What are the skills? Harshit, can you tell? How many skills are there? Project management skills. Akash? Am I audible? Can anybody tell how many skills are there? Project management skills. Hello? Hello? Am I audible? Harshit?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir, you are audible.
Just now I told, no, there are 10 knowledge areas. They are the skills. Okay? The knowledge, they are the knowledge. 10 knowledges. Okay, the skills I discussed now. Okay, the 10 knowledge areas he required. And skills like leadership, team, motivation, they are some of the skills I tell you later. Okay? Okay, they need to have certain skills for meeting the competencies of the project management, and they need to have knowledge, that is 10 knowledge areas, and they need to have a performance. Performance is nothing but they should be able to accomplish the stated objectives of the project, okay, with their knowledge and skill. Then personal, okay, the personal is nothing but how he behaves in performing the project objectives along with the people in the society, along with the stakeholders in the project. Okay, so these are all the 4 competencies. You note down 4 competencies of project manager is: first one, skills, note down. Second one is knowledge. Third one is performance. Fourth one is personal. These are all the 4 competencies of the project manager. Then, Project manager skills. Next, project manager skills. Note down. Leadership. Nothing but leadership qualities. Second, team building. Okay? So always one man cannot do anything. So always to work in a teams. How to build teams properly depending upon the different types of activities, their expertise, their knowledge, how to make a team. Then third, motivation. How to motivate the workers such that all together work in a team. That is the motivation. Then communication is also skill. As a project manager, I need to communicate very clearly with my subordinates or stakeholders in the project. Then influencing, decision making is also a skill. There are a lot of issues every day coming in the project management. As a project manager, I should be in a position to take decision whenever the issue arises during the conduction of project management activities. Then political and cultural awareness. Always I should be in touch with a government, policies, rules. See, assume that a lot of projects are going on in the Bangalore today. Because of the COVID wave 2, the government has set certain guidelines. What those guidelines says, whatever the construction projects are going in the Bangalore or in the Karnataka, they must not be stopped. They must be executed. It's a guideline. Okay, we can continue the project with the resources. But in the first wave of the COVID, government has restricted, stopped everything is locked down, no projects, no industry should run. So, as a project manager, I should be aware of political, the government awareness, then negotiation, trust building, conflict management, counseling. See, these are all the 10, more than 10. Okay? These are all the skills of every project manager. Skills of every project manager. Have you noted? Harshit?
Noted.
Yeah. Then next title, PMO. You take it in a capital letter, PMO. Okay, in the examination they ask, what do you mean by PMO? PMO is nothing but Project Management Office. Project Management Office. PMO is nothing but Project Management Office. It is called as PMO. Okay? Then what is this PMO, Project Management Office? Is an organizational structure. It is an organizational structure that standardizes the projects, that standardizes the project-related governance, processes, facilities for sharing the resources. Okay? It is the office, it is the project management office, okay, and it is an organization structure who all the people responsible for each activities or each processes to governance means to plan, implement, execute, that is called the governance with the available resources, the 4 M's of the project. So that is known as the project management office. This office is responsible for assigning the authority, assigning the responsibility to the various people in the project management, and they need to carry out the work, and they need to carry out the work within the available 4 resources, that is men, material, machines and equipments. Okay, that is known as the project management office. Okay. And this primary function of the PMO is to support the project managers. Okay, in this office, okay, there will be a project manager. So the office will be supported to the project manager to carry out all his activities. And managing shared resources across all the projects. Okay, if there are multiple projects, then how to share all people, that is men, all materials, machines, money, how these resources have to be properly managed and shared across all the projects. Okay, sometimes what happens, no, say for example L&T, do you think that L&T is taking only one project? No, it may take more than 2, 3, 4 projects. So the project manager, or the main chief project manager of the L&T might be handling 4 or 5 projects. So as a chief project manager of L&T, okay, I should know how these 4 resources, men, material, machines and money, have to be properly managed, utilized effectively and efficiently to reach the organizational objectives, to reach the individual objectives of the project. Okay, so this is a function of the PMO. Then also the other functions of PMO is coaching. They need to train the people. Okay, that is coaching and training and mentoring. Okay, if anybody comes with certain problems, we should be in a position to give solutions. Okay, the monitoring. Okay, then also it is responsible for developing certain project policies, procedures, templates, and other shared documents. And also the PMO coordinates the communication across the all projects. Okay, these are all some of the functions of the PMO, project management office. Am I clear? Okay. Then next title, the project integration management. This is the last bit of your first unit. I told you that I'll be completing your first unit in the next class. Okay, the next coming Saturday, I don't take class, please, because I have one examination, PhD examination. Okay, the candidate is from US. Okay, he's presenting at 9 o'clock. So the next Saturday, I don't take class. Please don't come. Okay, that class I will arrange it in some other day in the next week. I'll let you know the date. Okay, next the coming Saturday, that is 24th Saturday, 9 to 10, there is no class. Okay, because of my additional work. Okay, keep a note. So this is the last bit of your first unit, that is known as project integration management. Taking on the title, project integration management. Okay, actually this project integration works within the PMO only. Within the PMO only. What is the responsibility of the project integration management? So this is responsible for all the processes and activities of the project need to be identified properly, need to be defined properly, need to be combined properly, and need to be coordinated. All these processes, okay, and all these project management activities within the project management. That is known as the project management or project integration management. The word integration, integrate, join them, all the processes, all the activities, that is called as the integrated approach. Okay, the earlier around 20 to 30 years back, the almost all organizations used to work in an isolated scenario or isolated approach. Means whatever the decision will be taken by the production department may not be known to the sales department or may not known to be the manufacturing department, or may not known to the design department, or may not known to the purchase department. That is, they used to make the decisions in isolation, compartmentalized, disintegrated. So because of that, all old industries, the performance were poor, because there is a miscommunication between the people, or there is no communication at all, you can say, because they used to work in isolation. But now the approach of all industry, approach of all businesses, or approach of any government, approach of any society, any business, any industry should have an integrated approach. Everybody in the organization should know what decisions are being made, what design department is doing, what planning department is doing, what implementation department is doing, what testing department is doing, what procurement department is doing. Everybody should know. Supplier should know, customer should know, everybody should know. That is known as the transparency in the business. When there is an integration, there is a transparency in the business. Everybody knows what are the organizational objectives, what are the departmental objectives, what are the program objectives, then what will be the strategic or portfolio objectives of the management. This is possible provided we have an integrated approach in the project management, that is known as project integration management. So some of the functions of the integrated project management is, first one, note down, resource allocation, resource planning and allocation, and tailoring the processes to meet the project objectives, and managing the interdependency. Okay, these are some of the functions of the project integration. Okay, this is our most important with respect to the first unit, project integration management. Okay, so next title you take down, project integration management processes. It involves certain processes, certain steps. Okay, certain steps to have a process, the project management integration. How the project management integration takes place? It takes place provided we adopt all these 7 steps of the process, then our project is said to be integrated. Provided we adopt these 7 steps of the process. Note down, the project integration management processes are, in bracket the project integration management is called as PIM, P-I-M. PMO is project management office. PIM is nothing but project integration management, PIM, P-I-M. Okay, sometimes the examiners may ask, what is PIM? At that time, don't get confusion. PIM is nothing but project integration management. PMO is nothing but project management office. Okay, the first step in the process is develop project charter. Put a line, just to note down. Okay, usually what is the meaning of the charter? Can anybody tell? What is charter? Can anybody tell? Students, you are not opening your mouth. I am talking so much. about the project management in 7 classes. Charter, project charter. Charter meaning is a document of authority and responsibility is known as charter. Okay, written, signed, approved document of responsibility, authority is known as charter. So this is how we are giving a scope to you students to talk something. Okay. The first step is development of project charter, put a dash, process of developing document, put a dash, authority, responsibility. To meet the project objectives. Okay, it is the development of a document. So if the project is being the chief project manager, okay, he prepares a document. Who are all the people responsible for the activities and what are their authorities? Okay, what are those responsibilities? So these are to be written in the document. That is called as the development of project charter. Second step, develop project management plan. Second one, develop project management plan. Okay, it is, put a dash, it is the process of defining, preparing, coordinating all plan components or activities or processes into integrated project management plan. Okay, that is known as development of the project management plan. Third step, direct and manage the project work. Third step, direct and manage the project work. Okay, see the first step is where we develop the responsibility for people. In the second, we develop the integrated project plan. The third one is based on the plan, based on the second step. The third step will be giving the direction and managing the project work. So now the implementation plan is to be prepared, how the work is to be executed. Okay, then fourth step, manage project knowledge. Okay, the project managers, they'll be having many meetings with the other managers of the project. Okay, the assistant project managers, the project leaders or team leaders or senior managers of the project, something like that. Okay, the project manager will be having meetings every day morning, every day evening. At any moment, the project manager may call meeting. Okay, may call meeting. Okay, so they manage the project knowledge is nothing but they need to discuss with the people or the subordinates who are working under him about the existing knowledge about the project and what new knowledge or what new technology can be used in terms of the knowledge, in terms of the skill, in terms of the facility, in terms of the material. We need to brainstorm or discuss with a team to develop a better knowledge of the project management. That is the fourth step. Then fifth step, monitor and control the project work. Monitor and control the project work. Monitor. Okay, see whether all the activities in the project integrated plan are going well. as per the plan, are they executed by every responsible authorized persons in the project? Are they in parallel with the plan, that is development plan of the second step? If not, if yes, okay, proceed. If not, control. Okay, in some phases, the the human resource are shortage. Okay, add them because to complete, to match with the plan, add resources. Okay, with respect to the men, with respect to the machines, or equipment, or material, whatever it is, because the project is lagging as per the plan. That's why we need to add. So such kind of decisions have to be taken in controlling. Then sixth step is perform integrated change control. Perform integrated change control. Nothing but, so during the execution of the project, there will be a lot of changes are to be expected in the project management. So do you think that you can change as per your this thing? No. So any changes in the plan has to be accommodated in project management. It is to bring to the notice of the project manager. It is to be discussed in the project meetings. Okay, with the change control, there is a separate wing in every project. In every project management, there is a separate people. Okay, some 4 or 5 people with the one head is responsible for any changes in the project as per the plan. So he is to be submitted for the change control. The head of the change control, he verifies why these changes are expected in the project, what are the reasons. Everything will be clarified and discussed. Finally, the change is accepted and signed by the chief project manager. That is called a change control, or it is called as a configuration management in the project. In software industry, we call it as change configuration management team. Okay, while developing a software is also, as I told you that, software is also a project. See, the customer who is in US has got certain requirements. Okay, the project will be given to India. Project will be given to India for the development of a software. Okay, from India, some 4 or 5 people go to US and study the requirements, and those requirements have to be brought to India for the project development. So during the course of development, okay, assume that the project has been started, a requirement has been gathered from US by our own people in TCS, assume that. So after 6 months or 7 months, the customer may request certain changes in the development. So that development changes have to be approved by the configuration management of the software. Then only it is going to be considered as the change, otherwise no. Customer may request, but it is to be approved in the TCS. The change, why change is requested by the customer, how much it adds to the cost, how much it adds to the labor, how much it adds to the budget, how much it adds to the time, why it changes. Everything has to be sorted out. Finally, it should be approved. That is called the change control. Okay, whether it is a software product, whether it is a physical product of development, any changes should be approved by the top of the project manager. Okay, then 7th step is close project or closing phase of the project. That is the last step. Okay, where once all the activities have been completed and all the objectives of the project have been met, then we need some time for evacuation of the site. We must move from the site. We must take out our all resources, maybe people, maybe equipments, maybe material, whatever it is there. The project has to be formally closed, and the project who has given, so sometimes government will be given, government will come and inspect, finally it will authorize us to close the project. Then we need to close the project. So there are certain formalities to close the project. You have taken the project, oh, I completed the project, I will go out. No, you cannot say like that. So there is a procedure of closing any project which you have taken. The procedure has to be followed. It is to be intimated to the customer. Customer may be the government, or customer may be the private agency who has given you project. So they will come and inspect each and every of the project of each and every component of the project. If they are happy, if your project is meeting the requirement, the stated objectives of the organization, yes, certified, yes, we are happy about your project, you can close the project. Okay, formally the letter will be issued to the project manager or the company who is handling the project, then we need to close the project. So this is how the 7 steps have to be followed in project integration management. Project integration management. Is it clear? Harshit?
Sir.
Jaya Rohit?
Yes, sir.
Niranjan? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are all the 7 steps in the examination. No doubt in the examination they ask you, what is PIM? What is PIM? Okay, then identify and discuss the steps in the PIM process. Identify and discuss the steps in the PIM. That is 7 steps which you have noted. So then the extension of this, that we'll discuss in the next class. Just I tell you, I told you that first step, second step, third and 7th step. Okay, each step is discussing further. The first step, developing a project charter, it has got certain input and certain output. To get output, we need to have certain tools and techniques and methods to be implemented. Input, tools and techniques, output. For step 1. And for step 2, develop project management plan. To develop project management plan, we need to have certain inputs. We need to have certain knowledge and skills, tools, techniques. Then we need to develop plan, that is output. Then third step, again input, tools and techniques, output. So for each step, 7 steps, we need to identify what are those inputs, what are those outputs, what tools and techniques we are using. So we need to discuss all these things in each and every step of the project integration management process. Okay, in the next class, I'll be very fast. Okay, now we will be thorough. Now we will be knowing, okay, most of the things of the project management. What is the responsibility of the project management? Project manager, what processes, how the project management structure, what are the project life cycle, what are the responsibilities, okay, everything what are the knowledge areas, what are the project management processes, everything you know. Okay, so in the next class I will be in a hurry. Okay, just the next class I want to complete the first unit. Okay, and also I try to write down the 1 marks question, 2 marks question, or 5 marks question, or 10 marks questions. Okay, I will write everything and I will give it to you. Okay. Okay, and also I made the video of this. Okay, I'll compress it and put it in the YouTube. Those who are not followed, you can view this presentation in the YouTube. Okay. Okay, next class I'll be taking, Saturday I will not be taking class, 9 to 10. Okay, you can leave now.